Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the real-life mafia stories that inspired The Godfather. From power struggles to sophisticated crimes, these tales are as gripping as any Hollywood script. We'll delve into the gritty underworld of New York City, exploring the 5 families that ruled with an iron fist: Bonanno, Colombo, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese. These families, bound by blood and tradition, built empires on fear, extortion, and violence. Prepare yourself for a journey into the heart of the American Mafia, where loyalty and betrayal walk hand in hand, and the line between honor and brutality is blurred beyond recognition. Our story begins with the Genovese family, a group whose cunning and ruthlessness knew no bounds. Their roots can be traced back to Charles "Lucky" Luciano, a visionary criminal mastermind who understood the need for order in a chaotic underworld. He orchestrated the infamous Night of the Sicilian Vespers, eliminating his rivals and consolidating his power. Luciano's vision extended beyond brute force. He recognized the potential of collaboration, bringing together the 5 families to form the Commission, a council designed to maintain peace and regulate criminal activities. Luciano's successor, Vito Genovese, was a different breed. Known as Don Vito, yes, the very same moniker that inspired Mario Puzo's iconic character. Genovese was ruthless, ambitious, and utterly power-hungry. His reign was marked by internal strife and brutal purges as he sought to consolidate his control. Under Genovese's iron grip, the family tightened its grasp on the city's underworld. One of their most lucrative ventures was the Fulton Fish Market, a sprawling enterprise that supplied restaurants and markets throughout the city. Through extortion and intimidation, the Genovese family skimmed profits and controlled the flow of seafood. But the family's reign wouldn't go unchallenged. Internal power struggles and the ambitions of rival families constantly threatened their dominance. And then came a blow they never saw coming: a betrayal from within. Joseph Valachi, a low-ranking soldier in the Genovese family, made the unprecedented decision to break the sacred code of silence. The Bonanno family, often dubbed the Ivy League of organized crime, earned their reputation through their calculated approach to criminal enterprise. Unlike some of their more impulsive counterparts, the Bonannos seemed to operate with a degree of sophistication, carefully planning their moves and maintaining a lower profile. At the helm of this family was Joseph Joe Bananas Bonanno, a man whose nickname belied his shrewd and calculating nature. Bonanno, a patriarch in his own right, ruled the family with an iron fist, emphasizing tradition and discipline. Under his leadership, the Bonannos expanded their influence, infiltrating legitimate businesses and unions. One of their most audacious moves was gaining control of the New York Post's printing union, a strategic maneuver that gave them leverage over the city's media landscape. However, the Bonanno family's seemingly impenetrable facade began to crumble in the 1960s, when Joe Bonanno himself became embroiled in a power struggle that would ultimately lead to his downfall. The ensuing conflict, known as the Bonanno War, pitted Bonanno against rival factions within the family, leaving a trail of violence and instability in its wake. The Bonannos, once a symbol of mafia stability, were now plagued by internal strife. Their carefully crafted image of order and discipline lay shattered. But from the ashes of this internal conflict rose a new leader, Joseph the Ear Massino. Known for his business acumen and ruthless efficiency, Massino sought to restore order and rebuild the family's shattered empire. Massino recognized the changing landscape of organized crime. The old ways, the brazen displays of violence and disregard for law enforcement, were no longer sustainable. The Lucchese family, often overshadowed by their more notorious counterparts, operated with a quiet efficiency that belied their ruthlessness. Their story is one of calculated ambition, marked by periods of both extreme violence and strategic cunning. At the helm of this family for over 2 decades stood Tommy Galliano, a man who understood the importance of discretion and maintaining a low profile. Under his leadership, the Lucchese family thrived, establishing themselves as a formidable force in the city's garment district and labor unions. Gagliano's successor, Tommy Three-Finger Brown Lucchese, continued to expand the family's influence, forging alliances with corrupt politicians, judges, and union officials. Lucchese, a man of few words but deadly action, instilled a culture of loyalty and fear within the ranks. Under Lucchese's reign, the family became synonymous with the infamous Lufthansa heist of 1978. This daring robbery, masterminded by Lucchese associate Henry Hill, netted over $5 million in cash and jewelry, making it the largest cash robbery in American history at the time. The Lufthansa heist, immortalized in the film Goodfellas, cemented the Lucchese family's reputation for audacious criminal enterprise. However, the success of the heist would prove to be short-lived, as greed, paranoia, and betrayal soon followed. The sheer scale of the Lufthansa heist attracted unwanted attention from law enforcement, putting immense pressure on the Lucchese family. Internal disputes over the division of spoils led to a wave of violence, as those involved turned on each other in a desperate bid for survival. Henry Hill, facing a lengthy prison sentence for drug trafficking, made the fateful decision to cooperate with the FBI. His testimony, detailed and explosive, exposed the inner workings of the Lucchese family, including their role in the Lufthansa heist and numerous other crimes. Hill's cooperation sent shockwaves through the underworld, marking him as a marked man for life. The Gambino family, arguably the most powerful of the five families, built their empire on ruthlessness and strategic brilliance. Their story is a blend of old-world traditions and modern criminal enterprise. At the helm stood Carlo Gambino, a man whose quiet demeanor belied his cunning mind and iron grip on the family. Don Carlo was a master strategist, consolidating power through calculated alliances. Under Gambino, the family's influence extended to construction, trucking, and the New York waterfront. Their control over the docks gave them immense power over labor unions and shipping. Gambino emphasized discretion, avoiding unnecessary attention from law enforcement. He believed true power lay in the shadows where deals were made quietly. However, Gambino's world of order was challenged by his successor John Gotti. The Dapper Don was a stark contrast to his predecessor. Flamboyant and charismatic, Gotti's rise marked a departure from traditional values. Gotti's rise was fueled by ambition and a disregard for old rules. His brazen style captivated the media, making him a celebrity gangster. Under Gotti, the Gambino family experienced a resurgence in power and notoriety. Their criminal enterprises flourished, but so did their visibility, attracting law enforcement's attention. The Colombo family, the youngest of the five families, emerged from a turbulent beginning, their history marked by bloody internal conflicts and a relentless pursuit of power. Their story is a reminder that even in the world of organized crime, blood ties can be tested and ambition often comes at a steep price. At the helm of this volatile family stood Joseph Olive Oil King Profaci, a man whose nickname hinted at his legitimate business dealings but masked his ruthless ambition. Profaci, a devout Catholic known for his piety, ruled the family with an iron fist, demanding unwavering loyalty and brooking no dissent. Under Profaci's leadership, the Colombo family established themselves in various rackets including gambling, loan sharking, and a lucrative scheme involving the evasion of taxes on gasoline. Their control over trucking and distribution networks allowed them to manipulate prices and amass significant wealth. However, Profaci's reign was plagued by internal strife. His iron-fisted rule and perceived favoritism towards certain factions within the family bred resentment and ultimately led to a violent uprising known as the First Colombo War. The First Colombo War, a bloody chapter in the family's history, pitted Profaci against a rebellious faction led by Joe Gallo, nicknamed Crazy Joe for his unpredictable and often violent nature. The conflict, marked by assassinations and reprisals, shook the family to its core and left a trail of bloodshed on the streets of New York. Profaci's death in 1962 did little to quell the violence. The family remained fractured, with various factions vying for control. It wasn't until the rise of Joseph Colombo, a charismatic and ambitious mobster, that a semblance of order was restored. Colombo, seeking to legitimize the family's image, embarked on a public relations campaign, portraying himself as a victim of government persecution and even forming the Italian-American Civil Rights League. His efforts garnered some sympathy, but behind the facade of respectability, the Colombo family continued their criminal activities. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the real mafia stories behind The Godfather, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fascinating content. The stories of these families, their rise and fall, their moments of both brilliance and brutality, continue to fascinate and horrify us. They serve as a reminder of the seductive allure of power, the corrosive effects of greed, and the enduring battle between organized crime and the forces of justice. Until next time, remember, the truth is often stranger than fiction, especially when it comes to the world of the mafia.